Hi, and welcome to another edition of Northeast Current. I'm your host, Tony Schwartz, and today we're going to be talking about shop local and save. And to learn more about that, first we need to meet our first guest. I'd like to introduce you to Amanda Subjin. Did I get that right, Amanda?
You got it right, Tony.
And Amanda is from the Delaware Highlands Conservancy. Did I say that right?
You did.
All right. Now, tell me and everybody else at home, just what is the Delaware Highlands Conservancy?
Sure. The Delaware Highlands Conservancy is the local land trust based out of Hawley, Pennsylvania. We are a 501c3 nonprofit that covers the area of Pike and Wayne counties on the Pennsylvania side of the Delaware, and then the Delaware and Sullivan counties on the New York side of the Delaware River. Basically, we're a land trust. We hold conservation easements on privately owned land that's held by private landowners, like anybody else out there. And these lands are usually conserved to keep the property looking as it does now. Open space, minimal development, development in the correct places, trying to conserve natural resources and habitat.
Okay. And you're here today specifically to tell us about a new guide that you came out with, right?
Yes.
What's the name of the guide?
So the initiative that we've started out in 2008 is called Shop Local, Save Land.
So we've been doing this since 2008.
Correct.
4 years.
And this is the 4th edition of the Guide to Farms and Farm Markets.
It's like the TV guide?
It's kind of like a TV guide for where to get farm food and other products from farm markets. So we've also done a guide for wood products and wood product providers, services, and resources like sawmills, professional foresters, dimensional lumber, folks that build houses from local lumber. We list all of those things in 2 different guides and then also on a website.
So to make sure I'm following you, that way we know everybody else is following you, this is a guide for Pike and Wayne County?
The Guide to Farms covers Pike, Wayne, and Monroe counties.
In Monroe counties.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and this guide will point you in the right direction to shop local, save a few bucks maybe, and buy, say, produce or milk products, that type of thing, right from your local dairies or farms, as opposed to going to one of the major supermarket type stores and who knows where it came from.
Yep, and I think in addition, to clarify also, it's not just things you eat, but you might be able to find fiber from local fiber farms, folks that have alpacas or sheep that are raising these animals for fiber. You can go to the farm and buy that fiber. If you're a knitter or a stitcher, you can go and find that stuff right down the street that you might not have to drive an extra 30 miles to the local yarn store. So it's farm products in general, but in addition, those farm markets, we all see them when we're driving around the local counties. There's farm markets in front of people's farms and also down the street on Saturdays. We list all those and we provide a map to the 3 county areas with easy driving directions on how to get to those places and when they're open.
Okay, so now let's play devil's advocate a little bit here. Why do I want to shop locally and drive around all these different farms and dairies and whatnot versus going to one of these major conglomerate type of stores that has one-stop shopping for everything, you know, and I can just go in and go out and go home and get back to my remote control? Why do I instead want to shop locally? Besides supporting the local businessman, I understand that, I really do. But give us some other benefits as to doing this.
So as long as you understand that connection to the local provider, then we can skip right over to, in terms of farms and shopping locally to get local produce and local food products. You're supporting yourself eating healthier. So you're going to these places and buying food that's probably healthier for you than
Well, I support all the local pizza shops.
Well, as long as those local pizza shops are getting their tomatoes from Joe down the street, we're shopping local. But we're also saving land, and that's the critical part of the initiative and why the Conservancy, the local land trust, has started this initiative. Saving land is important to us. We can go to one landowner a year and conserve a certain amount of acreage. So we know that land's going to stay the way it is today forever. But this way, we're supporting those working lands. We're connecting consumers to the folks that are doing the working land job, the farmers, the forest landowners who are sustainably timbering their properties using a consulting forester. We're supporting those folks in doing the right thing to keep that land working, keep it open space, and healthy land. It supports our drinking water. All this forest land around us on these mountains, that ensures that all of that soil isn't running down into our rivers. We have 15 million people downstream the Delaware River that are drinking all of this water that we're protecting. So the forest lands, the farmlands are very important to the community as a whole and the ecosystem below us. So it's not just about supporting the local folks and building up the economy, but it's supporting the region in general.
Yeah, it reaches out in all different types of direction, as you just pointed out. And you also mentioned the wood angle, which we were talking about a little earlier before we came on camera, which I knew very little about. So what you were telling me, and you could tell the folks at home, besides just the produce or dairy, there are a lot of small lumber mills in our area that you can go and buy the lumber that you need for your projects as well?
Yep, there's a lot of small lumber yards like you're saying, but there's also folks out there that have portable sawmills that'll come to a landowner's property. Say you have couple acres of giant white pine and you don't know what to do with them, but you want to get rid of them, you want to open it up for more farmland, whatever the case, folks can come to your property. You can enlist them through a consulting forester, find out about them through the Shop Local Save Land network. You can go online and search for them, and they can come to your house and saw those boards up for you, and you could build yourself a shed out of wood from your property instead of sending it along to the mill. But also there's folks that use sawdust for their chicken coops, maybe to cradle those eggs as they're being laid by the hens. So instead of buying sawdust from somewhere in a bale, you could get it from somebody that's building furniture, and all those chips he's just going to get rid of, or she. So instead of them just burning it, it could go to a local farmer, and that network is kind of being formed by this Shop Local initiative. We talked about the website briefly, but all of the data, all of the information that's in these hard copy guides, which changes all the time, is all on a website, and folks can go onto that website, shoplocalsaveland.com, type in their zip code, check box what they want to look for, and then it brings up the search results which are closest to them. The great part about the website is also that the providers, those folks who are listed in here, have their own access to their own page. So they can go onto their website anytime they want, type in their username, password, and change, this week I'm open 9 to 5, and this week my special is 10% off eggs, 10% off 2x4s, whatever it is. We're not maintaining that information. The provider is doing it themselves. It gives them web space, and it gives them a presence on the internet that folks can find them easier.
Will the website show me where I can find a diner that has the fried eggs and the fried bacon all fried in butter already on a buttered roll, you know, where I feel an artery closing with every bite? Does the website tell me where I can just get that already made? We'll have to make a page just for you. We'll make that.
You
know, Amanda, it's very obvious that you have a passion for this. It's not just a job. How'd you get so interested in this stuff?
I think growing up in the area has a lot to do with it. In Pike County, which is where I'm from, we have very few farms. And the farms that are still there are just hanging on. And I know exactly where I can go to get a zucchini at the right time because he has this little basket out at the end of the road. I know those places are still out there, but they're just hanging on. So we really want to support those folks. And the forest side of it, I went to school, I went to Penn State for forestry, started out at Keystone College, just local here for forestry. So I know it's hard to find those local folks who are using local wood. And when you're a local wood product user, it's hard to find the forest landowners who are willing to sell you the wood. I know that was lacking. The comprehensive resource for all of that information was lacking. So it just worked out perfectly that this was part of something the Conservancy felt passionate about doing. And I was there at the right time.
You've been at this for 4 years with the Conservancy?
I have,
right?
Yes.
There seems to be an awful lot happening through the Conservancy right now. What do you see down the road with the Conservancy? Where do you see things even growing further in this type? Any plans?
Well, as you know, we just recently partnered with the Eagle Institute.
Yeah, and we were saying earlier they were on in the winter with us here on this show talking about the partnership.
Right.
Lori McKean and I'm sorry the other lady's name escapes me right now, but
yep, Sue Courier, our executive director. You talked with them both about the perfect partnership of eagle protection and eagle habitat protection. We came together. I think that's going to propel us into a pretty exciting next step, because now we have almost 13,000 acres of protected land in the upper Delaware River region that the Conservancy holds easement on. And now we have this whole other group of folks, the Eagle Institute members, friends, and volunteers, who are going to come in and they're going to help us gain more of that land. We're going to work closely with the landowners and the communities in our area and hope to further our mission, which is to protect the farms, forests, and waters of the upper Delaware River region.
Awesome. So look in the camera right there and tell the folks at home where they can get this great guide you folks have.
Sure, you can go online to shoplocalsaveland.com and download a PDF of either guide. You can also visit your local library, any of the conservation districts in the area, and if you can't find them at any of those places, you can certainly contact the Delaware Highlands Conservancy. We're located in Hawley. You can call our office 570-226-3164.
Man, I want to thank you for stopping by today.
Thank you.
I've learned a lot of joking around, but I've learned a lot today, and I'm going to start shopping locally and saving.
All right, we'll get that link up there for the breakfast sandwich you asked for.